Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Zork Grand Inquisitor. I'm the Mysterious JG, and I'm tickled to think that last video actually came out, sync sound all the way through for not quite a half an hour. I had misjudged the time. One of the little quirks of this game, one thing I really liked about Camtasia Studio, in one of my Lufia vids, I accidentally told you all that I had this awesome new program I'm using called Canasta, like Canasta or something, but it's like, no, it's Camtasia Studios. This is what the real LPers use anyway, I suppose, and I'm finally getting around to using it myself. But I'm using it, and it's pretty awesome, and it actually tells you the time in minutes and seconds, as opposed to just seconds, so you gotta do the math in your head. But in this game, I'm playing full screen. At least it displays full screen. It's kind of weird. I've got to set my recording video window to capture just like kind of like not quite a 256 by 256 in the top left corner of my screen, which is the way that spacebar used to play on my computer. But spacebar actually would display in that portion of the screen, whereas Zork Grand Inquisitor, it looks full screen, but that's because it's reset my graphics thing to do. I don't know. I don't really know why I'm explaining all the technical details, except to say that I have to actually check a clock and see what time it is when I start this thing, as opposed to just being able to use Camtasia Studio to tell me, because I can't see Camtasia Studio until I quit out. And I have to actually edit off the last few seconds of any video, because I have to go back to my desktop and close my recording software. And anyway, folks, the point is that we're back, and this LP is actually working, so I'm quite pleased. Any complaints about the quality of the sound of the video, let me know, because I'm still tweaking settings and can hopefully get things better. Though I'm probably going to record this LP before any of it gets posted. But so the Lufia videos would be a better place to actually tell me that and have me catch it relatively shortly, because I'm not very far ahead in that LP at this point. But sorry, enough talk. Too much talk, not enough action. It is time for us to show the lantern repairman guy our lantern and see what that will do.
Holy hungus!
It's Faceman!
A genuine lantern.
Starbuck!
Looks like that one I had with me when I killed that troll with my rusty knife in Great Underground Adventure 4. These things are hard to come by. Nowadays, all you get are flashlights, courtesy Froba's Electric. Whoa! Get in here!
It's Faceman!
Huh, go ahead. Heisted a whole crate off the Inquisition. Well, I know a guy who knows a guy who heisted a whole crate off the... and I paid him. Now, where's my wrench?
Alright folks, looks like there's a lot of stuff you can interact with. There's really only one thing you can. Cigarette box. You can take... or cigar box. You can take a cigar. If you don't take it, he will give you one anyway because you need it to win the game. It's like the condom from Chronologue.
Yeah, looks like this lamp has seen some action. Got a lot of carbon scoring here.
On your droids there?
Let's see if we can't...
Looks at droids. And he picks up like a small nut.
It's making a spark like that. You smell Spence weed? Where am I? Let me handle this. Ow! Ow! Cut it out! Ow! Nobody saw you come in with that lantern. Now, don't look at me like that. I'm not a real adventurer.
Whoa, what the hell is happening to my computer? What is this? This has not happened before.
But I know it when I see it. Trust me, you don't want this lamp. Now scram!
This is new. What the hell was that about? I wonder if that'll show up. Interesting. I don't think there was anything embarrassing on my desktop. Apparently I had an Internet Explorer window open. You can see I have a Panzer General forum in my favorites. Something I found indirectly through the advice of an LPer who will not be named. Posted on the Voltron Army trying to find out, hey, anybody have any ideas how I can play Allied General and record it properly? And I got pointed, like, somebody politely told me you should at least read the Wikipedia page and see if there's anything useful. And, yeah. Anyway, I went to that forum to try to get help. Hasn't helped yet, but...
Forget it. I'm not giving you that lamp. It's for your own good. And, mine.
Guy smiled, and it was cute, but you could barely see it. This is the point at which he would give you the cigar if you didn't get it for yourself.
Forget it. I'm not giving you that lamp. It's for your own good. And, mine.
Alright, well, I'm not sure whether that... what you saw on your screen is or what I saw on my screen is what you're going to see, which is this weird mixture of the game and my desktop. It kind of went glitchy and weird for a second. And obviously my commentary didn't respond to at all to what happened, but I think I'm going to try to keep this video anyway. So what actually happened there is, if you couldn't hear him over me going, "What the fuck's going on?" I should really stop with the F-bombs. This would be a perfectly PG LP if I kept my own commentary clean. But the deal basically is that he decided to kick us out of his shop, but he kept the lantern because it's magic, so he's keeping it more or less for himself. He's keeping it for himself, but he kicked us out because it's magic, and we'll get, arrested or killed or totemized or whatever if we, have that thing on our person or found by the Inquisition. So now it's like he's got our lantern. The lantern is magical. Obviously, I think we've decided that we need the magical lantern to get this game going. It's a light source. I didn't bother to show you what happens if you go down to the, if you go down the well with this cigarette, or the cigar, I don't think it's enough. I think you still get killed by the grooves. If you go down there with the lantern, you still get killed by the grooves, because the lantern is not lit or working until you bring it to Antheria Jack and he messes with it. So at this point, we really have no place we can go except Port Foozle and Inquisition headquarters. There's really nothing you can do there. So the next puzzle is, how do we get Antheria Jack out of there? Well, he's a voluntary Foozle fireman. These are highly flammable Grand Inquisitor dolls. Let's set one on fire. Let's set that doll on fire and make it breathe its last. So great, now we just hang around and wait and see what happens, right? So we set fire. That'll bring out Antheria Jack. We'll try to walk towards the shop, and what happens?
Humgus? Hide!
Our radio headquarters have apprehended the culprit. Now go ahead now and read him his rights.
Wait a minute.
You have no rights.
He didn't kill us directly, but were we just slain by a group of fascists that included Rip Taylor? I think we were just murdered, not by Rip Taylor himself, but by a Rip Taylor associate. Perhaps one of the Psychic Friends in the Psychic Friends network. Oh, Jesus. Wait in Town Square. The sentry smites your noggin in twain. The correct thing for him to do would be to bring you in for totemization, and you can be assured that Undersecretary Wardle will later issue him a written reprimand for his action. The second to last thing that goes through your mind before the sentry's sword is whether doing nothing is more foolish than doing something foolish. An interesting philosophical thought which you now have plenty of time to ponder. You have died. Our score is 55 out of possible 1,000. This gives us the rank of Permasuck Regional Sales Manager. And I'm realizing now I forgot to note the time before I started this thing, so I can go up to about 21:45 military time, folks. It's crazy. Don't even bother to try to figure out what the hell time it was where you live when I made this. I'm in Afghanistan. They're not even on the same. They're not even off by a number of hours. They're off by like half an hour from the rest of the world because they're just freaking weird. Anyway, so Antheria Jack gave us a useful clue, if you hadn't already figured out from the fact that Barrel's here. You don't just set this thing on fire, you set this thing on fire and then hide. I will set myself on fire and breathe my last.
Fire! Fire!
Hopefully... Oh, God, I was really hoping to avoid getting caught in this trap of not being able to select it because of the scroll. But yes, we are going to hide in the barrel. We'll have a barrel of hidingness.
You're just supposed to smoke it.
Arrest the vandal!
What a load of yiffle dung. I've been set up.
Go ahead and read him his rights.
You have no rights.
And then he kills him.
Hey,
You're Inferior Jack. I'm a really big fan of yours. Remember that one time when you killed that thief who stole all your stuff?
Sure, pal, whatever you say.
That was first rate, bloody good. Can I smite him?
Hey!
Oh, I believe Smith is. Smitation would be appropriate at this juncture. Go right ahead.
Oh, I get to smite Inferior Jack. Oh, the guys at headquarters aren't going to believe this.
It's a living. That's not really quite the level of comic subtlety I expected from Rip Taylor, but you know, or I guess he's feeling a little bit hammy today. Surely not Rip Taylor. Rip Taylor, the evil fascist. Oh, it's a freaking weird game. Almost said another F-bomb. I'm gonna try to cut those out. Don't think I can be bothered to edit out the first one, but I didn't advertise this as a PG Let's Play, so toxic material. And his shop looks like it would be full of cool stuff. There's a safe, an anchor. In fact, there's this you can look at, Deck 9. This is a featureless corridor similar to every other corridor on the ship. It curves away to starboard, and a gangway leads up to force the entrance to one of the ship's primary escape pods. The pod bulkhead is cleared. I believe that text is from Planetfall. It might be from one of the other Infocom games. If it is, well, I mean, it is from an Infocom game. I just think it's a reference to Planetfall. It might be to Starcrossed or one of the other space set ones. If it is a reference to Planetfall, then it is a reference to the most famous game of Steve Maretsky, who eventually made the Spacebar, which never made any money at all, despite being, in my opinion, pretty hilarious. Impossible freaking game to solve without fact, but still hilarious. Highly flawed game, but its many flaws wouldn't bother you so much if the things it did right weren't so dang good. And anyway, enough about the Spacebar. Let's get us a lamp.
Hey, thanks for fishing me out of that crate. Don't think I could have taken another spawning season. And thanks for getting rid of that Jack guy, too. We got lots to talk about, but the introductions are going to have to wait. Get me out of this place before anyone finds me. Hey, not here, okay? Let's get underground. Then we'll talk.
Stop touching me. It's inappropriate.
I only know 2 people who smoke that brand of cigar. Well, one person, actually. That guy Antheria Jack. The other one is more of a house.
That's a clue for a puzzle that's simple enough you don't really need any clues, but we haven't come across the puzzle yet. But yes, he is in fact the guy who will tell us what our inventory items do.
Mead Light? What kind of a drink is that? It'd take at least twice what you've got there to do anything. Not that the wizards of this universe use or condone the use of alcohol or any mind-altering substance in any way, shape, or form.
And finally, our vacuum.
That's a permasuck machine. It'll suck onto anything, so don't go putting your mouth on it. Or anything else.
It's like, let's not get naughty here. Alright, so now we have a working light source. It is well and truly time to get underground, like your man said. This is where the game really begins. We're going into the Great Underground Empire, where the Zork games are meant to take place, where magic is still alive, probably. We'll see.
The underground. Much better. I'm Dalbaz. Dalbaz of Girth. They call me the Dungeon Master. Well, they used to, before I got stuck in this lantern. The job doesn't mean much nowadays, but I was a big deal about 100 years ago. Then magic is banished, and Yannick, the Grand Inquisitor, sprays me with Froboz's electric wizard repellent. Suddenly, I'm torn from my body, floating helplessly, and I end up trapped in this piece of junk. Which brings me to you. What's your name?
I'm Chiji Mystery.
Okay, I'll just call you ageless, faceless, gender-neutral, culturally ambiguous adventure person. Afghan cop, for short. Anyway, you gotta help me.
Afghan cop?
Standard stuff, really. Save the Empire, return magic to the land, a little revenge if time permits. I'm a bit out of sorts at the moment, but I know just the person who could help us out. The Enchantress, Ygael. She's a bit flaky, but she's one heck of a spellcaster. And she always gives you free stuff when you talk to her. Let's ring her, shall we?
I probably don't have a choice in this, do I?
I am Ygael, lost enchantress of the Empire. I come to you from the ethereal plains of Atri. Oh, I gotta get that. Do you mind?
This is probably meant to be funny.
All right, let me get right to the point. This call's not cheap. The good news is there are 3 magic relics. Relics strong enough to bring magic back to the Empire. The bad news is they are lost or destroyed or something because, hello, no magic.
No magic. Hello. I'm trying to guess what the wacky comic interludes will be.
Take the spell book, adventurer.
Spell
There's
book.
much magic hidden
They're not
in
doing
the
that gag
underground.
anymore.
If only you know how to look.
Hilarious. Sorry.
What did I tell
I like
you?
this game. I don't know
A
why
spell book.
busting
Let me
its
give you a
chops
quick
here.
rundown. There are 3 types of magic spells. High magic is creation. Middle magic is enlightenment. Deep magic is transmutation.
Deep.
You pick up spells as you go along, and you write them into your spell book. We'll probably run across a few of each down here. There are spell scrolls stashed all over the underground. I just can't remember where.
Because if he did, it would be too easy, of course. So, let's take a look at the old spellbook. Frobaugh's Magic Spellbook Company, auto-nustoing spellbook. Nusto being the spell that you would have to use in games like Enchanter to write spells in your spellbook. You would have to nusto spell, and then you would, like, for example, box them. You would, I think you don't need to learn nusto, but you would have to type command nusto voxum. Then to be able to use voxum, you would have to learn voxum, and then whatever the target is. It was pretty cumbersome. Enchanter's on the list of games that I would actually think would be fun to LP. It is all text, though. It would be nothing but me talking. So you guys will have to let me know how excited you are about that concept. At any rate, I do have a lovely voice. I do say so myself. Nobody else is saying it, so I have to. But now it's time for the spellbook, and one of my favorite little features of the game. Spell voxum. Separate the energies of different magics. I love that when you click on spells, a little quartet sings it. So let's cast the spell of voxum on...
Oh, come on now. Look, we're safe down here. Even if you could make that climb, we'd be arrested in a matter of seconds. The energies of magic don't need to be separated right now. I'm sure they appreciate the sentiment, though.
Alright, well, just for funsies, we just cast voxum and saw what happened. Let's see what happens if we climb the rope. He just told us not to. Climb rope. As you emerge from the well, you're spotted by an Inquisition guard who was discreetly taking care of something behind a nearby tree. He expresses the urge to smite you on the spot, accusing you instead of breaking curfew and, more importantly, harboring magic contraband. The lantern is destroyed and you are dragged out to be totemized. So, nothing really funny, which makes me regret having taken the time to show that to you. No matter. I'm going to show you pretty much all the deaths I can think of, because you never know when one of them might be amusing. What does this say? Great Underground... secret entrance number, blah, blah, blah.
The door's locked, huh? Well, I'm not much of a hand with locks, but if you open the spell book...
Yeah. Hint. And we got 2 more spells. We got Resrov, open locked or enchanted doors, and Egram, turn purple things invisible. Resrov. I love that.
Bingo! Open sesame. A very nice piece of spellcasting, indeed.
Okay, let us go down the stairs. Or let the stairs grab us. Hello.
The crossroads of the great underground highway. My old stomping grounds. Oh, for the days when I could stomp.
At any rate, we made it where we wanted to go. So, first of all, let me show you the big... This is a game that involves a certain amount of searching the screen for things that you can interact with. And right now my cursor's out of fucking control. Sadly, this is... I had to turn to effect once or twice when I was playing through this. I played through almost the entire game without needing any help. There were a couple little spots where I did seek out help. This is one of them. I just could not figure out how am I supposed to get initiated and started on one of these quests. I was missing this. Look, see? See a little skip there? Hiccup? Hiccup? Click here and you move to the next room. I figured click here, you move to the next room. In fact, no, this is something you interact with. And I just somehow completely missed before.
Another vestige of the Inquisition. That tacky little souvenir is called a totem. They hold the imprisoned spirits of magical creatures. It's cheaper and easier than torture, and it's certainly much more space efficient.
In fact, you need to find 3 totems in order to win the game. I found the second totem before I found this one. The second totem is much later in the game than this one. And he actually skipped the speech explaining what a totem is, because you're not supposed to get that far without finding this thing.
What was that? I heard that.
Caused a graphical glitch, too. This never showed up on my screen.
It's me, Dalbaz. I got chased out of my body by the Grand Inquisitor and ended up stuck in his lamp. This here's Afghan cop. So how'd they get to you?
Well, I was just minding my own business, hanging out in the forest near Fuzul, and next thing you know, I'm cornered by a fierce posse. I mean, more of a phalanx you would really call it. I mean, of about 100 Inquisition guards, you know? And I don't mean your average regular little-sized guards. I mean, these were big guys. These were monsters. It took about, 50 of them to hold me down, because mostly...
Oh, what's this? You're a knobby little something or other, aren't you? A scrawny, scaly runt of a kitty fish.
Ooh, there's... Speak to the great dragon of the Empire with such insolence. Behold the flames of my wrath.
Zany.
Oh, beg mercy, my lord. Oh.
Avert your eyes. My gaze is terrible. I am a dragon. Well, I'm sort of a dragon after a fashion, you know. If you dare look
What is a dragon? It's sort of a dog dragon. But...
jelly.
Stone, you idiot, not jelly.
Stone right.
Get it red, show me 10 back up.
You're gonna give me any trouble, runt? No, sir. Everything is under control here.
It's difficult to act with something that's not even green screened.
Tough break. So you're out of commission, huh? Well,
Dizzy.
I'm sure this kindly adventurer won't mind the extra
The
load.
devil dizzy.
Thanks.
The demon dizzy. I mean, something the Undertaker talked about in some ancient game that sucked. Anyway, so yeah, like I had a graphical glitch. This thing didn't even show up on my screen when I got it, because the totems were all screwed up because I got them out of order. But there he is, and I can't do anything with him now. So yeah. Meanwhile, what's this here?
All the must-haves for the on-the-go adventurer. Well, I'd say this applies.
Go
on.
In case of adventure, break glass. Alright, well, we have to open this thing. We get the hammer.
Oh, it's our very first inventory item together. I wish I had a camera. That would be your basic little hammer.
Please, hammer. Don't hurt him. Okay, what else we got?
It's stuck.
Can't pick those up. Should we use the magic of Ruse? I really shouldn't do that. I'm gonna have to sync this thing sound of my commentary track later, and if I don't say anything in time with the game, it's much easier to get away with being off when I do that. No, didn't do anything. I don't know how to get those items. This is so frustrating. It makes me want to break something. Womp womp. Yep. So you have to open this, get out the hammer, close it, break it, and then you get the items. Something I believe they borrowed from was it Bugs Bunny or a Daffy Duck cartoon, but either way, I love that gag, so I will not complain. Can't imagine anybody being defeated by that puzzle. Pretty frustrating if you were.
This sword appears to be of elven workmanship. Standard adventurer wear. You know the type.
Elven swords, not as rare and precious as they are in D&D games. Pretty much puzzle games. Yeah, just get an elven sword. It's the only sword you're ever going to get.
Ah, the elusive umbrella tree. Aptly named for its umbrella-shaped blossoms.
Can I hack them open?
Violence never solved anything. Well, not everything. Okay, not this thing.
This is one of the most frustrating screens in the game for me. I played this game years ago with a friend of mine in college. Two things. A, we couldn't come up with a logical reason that you couldn't cut these things with a sword. It's a puzzle that you have to solve in a different way, and the way that you have to solve it makes sense when you do come across when you need to solve it. But it was still frustrating that, yeah, okay, you didn't bother to write a puzzle that we need to solve this way. You just made it so you could only solve it that way. Other thing is that this path over here, you can never go here. It's just a decorative piece of background, but it makes it look like there's something else going on. Very annoying to me. However, we did, I hope, you noticed that those things were purple. And we've got a spell that we're going to want to try anything purple comes up. Because we've got a spell that turns purple things invisible. How can we not be testing this thing out all the time?
Hey, there's a spell in one of the blossoms.
Yeah, someone should alert 6. Or Blossom's brother Joey. Whoa. Anyway, as you've already seen, using the sword is not going to help, even though we now know there's a scroll in there. This is a puzzle we won't be able to solve for quite a while. Very frustrating to me, because it seems... back when I was playing this game years ago, I hadn't beaten the game, so I didn't sort of kind of... Like, when I played through it again, I had a memory of how some of the puzzles worked. But this was one, like, constantly throughout the game. Every time you get stuck, you come back here and try every item you've got in your inventory to see if you can get that scroll. And you always imagine, before you know what that scroll does, that whatever puzzle you're working on, that scroll will solve it for you. Anyway, so we can go into here, we can go to here, or we can go to the Great Underground. But I think I'm just remembering that we forgot something. I think we missed an inventory item in here because I'm just flashing back to how you deal with the first puzzle you face on that underground path. Again, frustrating thing about this game, you do have to do pixel hunt, and here...
That appears to be your average everyday subway token. Naturally, it's lying in a bucket at the bottom of a well.
Now they're making fun of their own, like, completely random, nonsensical placement of items.
Let's work through the logic. Stay with me here. Where would be a good place to use a subway token?
He gets a little impatient with you. But yeah, this thing, it's a total pixel hunt. That's not what Zork games are supposed to be about. Zork games come from the text adventure tradition. How can you have a pixel hunt in a text game? Whatever. It's not like the Zork text games didn't have some pretty incredulous puzzles. And by incredulous, I mean, like, the puzzles did not believe in the things that were happening around them. So, where do we want to go first? Let's head in here.
This place looks sort of familiar. The rank undergrowth prevents eastward movement.
I believe that is an actual line from a previous game. However, we can deal with this. It's a puzzle game. The sword is not going to be useful that much because we're not going to do a lot of fighting, but...
Ah! Onward then! Into the foliage!
It will be useful here. We seem to be in some kind of garden.
Red Rob.
My gardening tools. Scroll, shovel. Shovel, scroll.
It wasn't even locked. I just like doing that. Hey! Rock! Cause vegetation to grow.
Rock.
That's what we Quendorians call a shovel.
He does get upset sometimes when you look at those items. It's like he has nothing to tell you about them. Okay, he's a plant.
That's my house.
What?
And this is my garden. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home.
Okay, some plants here. They're not something we can interact with. Let's head up the primrose path. Eggplants.
That's an eggplant. Do you get it? Eggplant? No? All right. It's a snapdragon. This thing needs to take a chill pill.
Doesn't seem wise, but let's try it anyway.
I don't think you would have wanted that to work anyway. Ah, well bees. They'd sooner saw their wings off than let anyone get at their honey. Very delicate olfactory senses. Though I doubt that's helpful to you in any way.
Yeah, and of course when he says that, it means that it's the key to solving the puzzle. delicate olfactory senses, for those of you who do not have the incredible vocabulary that I have, basically means that they smell good. Or they have a strong sense of smell, so we probably need to do something. I sort of playing through this figured at some point you'd need to like maybe light something on fire with this, use some smoke to dispel them. Not going to tell you how we solve it, but we don't have the items we need yet. However, we can get ourselves killed. And it's always important that we see death. Attack Beehive with sword. Just under half a second. That's how long it takes for a thick black swarm of quillbees to storm out of the hive and over your sword. After a brief, futile, and very painful struggle, your sword falls out of your lifeless hand and clatters to the ground. With bee-like solidarity, the quillbees return to their hive. And we've now made the rank of luckless adventurer. But, you know, if you haven't picked up on it yet, these little text things are their sort of homage to the earlier Zork games. And that is exactly how the Zork games would kill you. You'd get killed, and they would do like a wacky little thing like that. But like I said, we don't have what we need to solve that puzzle yet, so let's head for the door.
Hey, baby.
Boop.
This is the Dungeon Master's home security system. You ain't getting in here, so don't even try.
I have a great home security system, but he's got some bad habits. Harry! It's me! Come on, Harry, let me in.
Oh, yeah? Well, you got any ID? Me?
Do I look like I've got any ID?
You look like a lamb. I don't care if you're the Dungeon Master himself. You're still not getting in here.
Now, what kind of self-respecting alarm system would let you do that?
So, we got to deal with the alarm system. He's got some bad habits. For example, we've got an ashtray. Let's try putting this in the ashtray.
Nothing like a good stogie.
Apparently that opened half of the door.
Sorry, baby. Can't come in here.
No, no, no. It's a weird puzzle, but we've got to actually deal with both of these leafy things. We've also got this. And just by playing with every single item in the inventory, you will eventually determine that you can do this.
Mead light! What kind of a drink is that? It'd take at least twice what you've got there to do anything. Not that the wizards of this universe use or condone the use of alcohol or any mind-altering substance in any way, shape, or form.
Yep. As you said, we don't have enough to actually do anything. So we'll have to find some more, or perhaps a magical spell to enhance what we already got. Here's a bit of a pixel hunt puzzle. You can go behind the house. It took me a long time to realize this. You can imagine my frustration at finding out that I'd missed a place you can visit while I was playing with this puzzle, which we can't solve, and the door puzzle we can't solve. Even more frustrating is that when you go behind this, you've got, well...
Ah, the teleportation station. Fastest way to get around in the underground.
This is not something that will help us very much. This is something that helps you move around the world faster.
Let's dematerialize, shall we?
Once you've visited locations, you can switch around quickly. So it's nice that we visited that. We can now travel back to the Dungeon Master's house whenever. But this doesn't help to solve any puzzles. What else we've got over here? We got the back of the house, which has this thing. It's some kind of lily pad. Only thing you can think of to do here, I'm not going to bother to play it out, give you a chance to think about it. Yeah, you go through your items, you go through your spells. You've got Throck. Oh, let's try Throck. And it's a spring now. Okay, well, this is something you can play with. Hey, that's cool. So, can I sit on this thing and then hit it with a hammer and then no? We've just made a little spring which will spring up in the air, but it's not going to get us into the house. So we basically grabbed a few items, grabbed a spell, but more or less can't do anything else here. So now we're back at the crossroads. Yeah, we're at the crossroads, way down yonder across the hill. And we're also going to end the video. So, alright, we're at a crossroads. There's the great underground left to explore. There's also whatever's behind door number 2. We'll have to check them both out before we can win the game, of course, but for right now, we're going to get out of here. This has been the Mysterious JG. I hope you're enjoying the LP. Let me know if it bothers you. Well, again, I'll probably have this whole thing recorded before you can really get back to me too much. Still love to read your comments about the LPs, folks, even if the LP's been over. Even if the LP's just over, even if the LP's been over for a long time. As long as you're not just saying something dickish, like somebody complaining in one of my Breath of Fire 1 videos that I was showing the inventory screen too often. I'm like, well, I can't really do anything about that now. I recorded that last year, but still. Please comment, subscribe, enjoy, nominate me for, you know, President of America and stuff. But also, let me know if it bothers you that I'm going through the puzzles too quickly. In this one, if I tried to go around pretending I didn't know how to solve the puzzles, I'd be faking. And if you fake the funk, your nose will grow. After this, I'm planning on LPing another Zork game, which I won many years ago, but will not remember in any kind of detail, I'm sure. So you'll be able to get more of the experience of seeing me try to puzzle out the puzzles. And basically, your two choices are something like the space bar, where I spent a lot of time wandering around being confused, or something like this. You'll have to let me know which one is more fun. But we're going to end the video now. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.